Hey, critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Listen, I know some of the folks that I know in real life have always said, girl, you say you do commentary, reviews, and tabloid news, but I don't be hearing the reviews. So this popped up on my YouTube timeline, and I could not help but to click on it because one of my favorite radio personalities, female radio personalities, Dede Mcguire. She does the Dede in the Morning Show. I know Dede Mcguire, not personally, but I feel like I know her personally because she also used to do the Midday Drive with Doug Banks. And I worked at a radio station years ago where we would play that, and that would be my routine for the day. Like I would listen to them. I think it was like 2 to 5 p.m. on East Coast time when I used to listen. But yes, oh my God. I had to stop and watch this interview that Dede Mcguire actually did with Tasha K. So if you don't know, Dede Mcguire is a famous radio personality. Got her start, I believe, in Washington, the state, at a country radio station, and then next thing you know, it was just boom from there. She's only female, one of the only black female radio personalities that is syndicated. And her syndication, I believe, is based out of the great state of Texas. I want to say the Dallas area, somewhere there. K104, I believe, is the exact radio station where Dede Mcguire be showing up and showing OUT, baby. Hello. On the flip side, of course, you got Tasha K. Tasha K has several millions of followers across all of her platforms. She's very famous for doing her own entertainment news on YouTube. Additionally, she also gets a lot of exclusives, all of the things. Tasha K is basically the go-to at this point in time. Anybody who wants to talk about R&B, hip hop, all of the things, and I'm sure it's expanding outside of that, outside on that too. They always go to Tasha K to spill the, as Tasha would say, probably more of the wine, right? I'd say it's winos over there, I think is what she calls her audience. But with that being said, she did an interview a few hours ago, 9 hours ago, I think is what it says on YouTube. And I wanted to finally give a review. Now, I will admit to you, I'm not sure what this thumbnail is gonna look like, but this is my first time listening to the interview full out, so I wanted to start with a little bit after sort of like the introduction. We're gonna start here about 57 seconds. So this is Tasha K talking again. This is the interview, excuse me, between Tasha K and then Dede in the Morning, who is a famous radio personality out of the great state of Texas, but she's also syndicated as well. So let's go ahead and take a listen, and let's go ahead and review this thing.
Hey, good morning. It's Dede in the Morning. I got Jay Cruz right here, also Trey G and comedian JJ Williamson. Guys, you already know I'm obsessed with this woman.
Yes.
I done got on the air and told everybody this woman is the new Wendy Williams.
You said it.
Didn't I? I keep telling y'all that. This chick right here. This chick right here is the one, because I'm telling you, she be getting all the dirt on all the celebs. We all know it. Right? I am talking about the one and the only. This woman right here, entertainment blogger, comedian, queen of exclusive celebrity news. She boasts 3.6 million followers across all social media platforms. Everybody follows her. She done been sued. She'll tell us all about.
If you don't know, Tasha K has been sued, and the one who sued her that was the most famous, I would say that she had, was Cardi B. So Cardi B not only sued her but won the judgment as well. I believe it was around like $4 million. But don't quote me on the exact number or nothing like that. But I will say that when it comes to the experience, what's going on, yeah, baby, Tasha K done been through it. Also, side note, want to give a shout out to, I believe, one of the only personalities that was at Tasha K's trial. It was Mr. Lead Attorney. So shout out to the lead attorney. I remember him following the Tasha K trial, and so that's one of the reasons why I actually started following lead attorney, was because he was on top of it with that trial. But let's get back to the interview. Let's do it.
Y'all, please welcome Tasha K. Right. Dang, Tasha.
You, baby.
Hey, Tasha, you did this. Yes. Like, how long have you been doing Unwind with Tasha K?
Man, 10, actually, it'll be 10 years next year, 2026.
10 years. Shout out to Tasha K for 10 years. That is a long time to be doing what you're doing and being in the game, all of the things. I also love Dede Mcguire's background. I'll drop the link in the description box so that you can actually check this out yourself. But yeah, let's continue on and see what Tasha K got to say.
Wow. When did it pop for you, or what was the story when it popped where everybody was like, this woman here is on to something? What interview do you think it was?
Man, there's been so many. But if I had to go all the way back to when the channel really started rocking, was when I was in talks with Mary Harvey. Steve Harvey's ex-wife.
Yep, right.
And we had gotten all that wine on how Steve Harvey had met his wife now, Marjorie Harvey. You know, they called her the Lady Kingpin.
Now, she's saying that the interview that really took her to the top was the interview, it sounds like, that she did with Mary Harvey, which is the ex-wife of Steve Harvey, as she said. But what I'm finna do right now, I want to go to Tasha K channel real quick while we on here. And I like to see what is the most popular interview on her channel. So the latest sort by popular, it was actually the top. Let's go with the top 5. Oh, because she say it's Mary, but the top 5 interviews that she have on here, or should I say videos on her channel, 4.5 million. It was the R. Kelly, when R. Kelly reveals lovers and R. Kelly's ex reveals lovers and Rob loves to put objects up his whatever. That was the title. The next one was 2.2 million viewers. Explosive, Will Smith's best friend of 40 years, says he's done lying for him. So that was the second one. The third one is another one about R. Kelly. It's an exclusive. R. Kelly and Carrie Kelly were touched at age 6 and 10. And then you have R. Kelly had strong odor and tricked homeless women on 8/27/17. I'm sorry to be laughing. It's not funny, but I should have probably read over this before I decided that I was going to read this online. But yeah, and then the next one is R. Kelly basically impregnating their 14-year-old cousin, made a tape with 13-year-old. So that's 1.7 million views so her top 5 videos, although she said that it's Mary, Harvey and whatnot, her top 5 videos on her YouTube channel, though, that's not what it is. It's actually, the 4 of them are R. Kelly and one of them is Will Smith's best friend. So let's go ahead and get back to the interview that she's doing with Dede in the morning. It's Dede in the morning, girl. If you ever need somebody to help you make a theme song, you let me know. If you want to upgrade it, improve it, let me know, Dede. I got you, girl. I got you. But until then, let's get back to this interview.
The baby daddy, the ex-wives, everybody was hitting me. Because we had, it was his family that was giving us the information. Like, there was really nothing he could do. Wow. So he was quite proud when I started getting sued, because he couldn't sue me.
Right.
Because of I'm like, well, how can I make this up? And this is your actual family.
Right.
These are records that you had sealed in Texas that you didn't want the public to know about, the relationship dynamics between, you and your ex, Mary Harvey, the son who's now old, went 10 now.
Side note, now I know that I think Tasha K is in contact with the young lady who has all the information about Shirley Strawberry, who is the personality as well, who's on the Steve Harvey Morning Show. It makes me think about that, honestly, because when she's talking like this, I'm kind of like, I wish that she was on the Shirley Strawberry story, like she is with the story with the Mary Harvey, and then also with the R. Kelly stuff as well. But I will say that I know that Tasha K has a homegirl. I don't know, it seems like a partnership of some sort, a young lady who comes on, and she actually specifically talks about all the Shirley Strawberry wine that's being spilled over there on Tasha K. I cannot remember the young lady's name who actually does all of the jail calls and has done a lot of the recordings or pulled them in to kind of gather them all up so that we could get the information. But shout out to her. But she makes regular appearances as well, I believe, on Tasha K. So let's get back to y'all. I know we only 2 minutes and 19. I'm gonna do a little bit better. I'm gonna try not to keep interrupting, but that's what the reviews are for, right?
Marjorie Harvey, her background, and of course we've spoken to her ex drug kingpin husband, and he said she was the brains behind the operation.
No,
according to him. Everything's alleged, even my name's alleged, because I ain't got it for nobody.
I'm
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I hear Tasha K say everything is alleged, even my name is alleged. That shit is funny.
First time I was introduced to you, right? My mom, she used to be like over your website. She passed a couple years ago. But I was in her house. It's okay. It's okay. You provided her a lot of joy while she was there. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I was in her house one time and she was in the living room listening to you. I walked in, I said, Mama, who is that woman yelling on your TV like that? Who is that woman yelling? She loved you. So that was my first time. I think you were talking about Sweetie Pies. I think it was like Welcome to Sweetie Pies.
Oh, yeah.
That whole Tim situation case.
Okay, so let's talk.
I know. So another side note. Shout out to Sweetie Pies, the owner of Sweetie Pies. I cannot remember her name. She used to be a part of the girl group as well, but she has some music on her YouTube channel. If you get a chance to check it out, the sister's still singing and letting us know that loving is still great. Okay.
You know, a lot of my stories I don't even remember because it's been like 10 years. I've been like, I said that.
So Tasha, how do you get what is it? Do you seek these people out? Do they, like, for instance, the one that you just did that has been explosive for the last year or so is the guy that worked for Will Smith. Right?
Bilal.
Yes.
Wow.
Do they
Yes.
reach out to you, or do you actively have to go and get your guests, or they just come to you now? Everybody's like, go to Tasha.
They come to me.
Really?
And I just want to say, I'm a Will Smith fan.
Me too.
If what Bilal is saying is true, I am not a fan.
Is that tricky for you to be a fan of some of these people, but still have to report the facts about them and, you know, kind of get into like the stuff that they don't want on the cameras? And
So, side note, if you have not had a chance to see the interview just yet, just know that Tasha is not in the studio with Dede Mcguire as well as her team. She's actually virtually doing the interview with them. So they're all in the studio. Again, you'll see this at the link below, but I'm not showing this as a part of the video. I'm only doing this as an audio. So I just wanted to verbally sort of explain that. I also wanted to go back to say, like, y'all think Bilal is lying? The friend to Will Smith, y'all think he lying about all the stuff, all of the things? Okay, now back to what we supposed to be doing.
And out in the public, is that tricky for you?
Yes. I mean, I just recently had like a 2-hour conversation with Cat Williams when we interviewed his brother.
Yep.
I am a fan of Cat Williams. You know, I am a comedian and I do what he does. I don't do it at his level, but you know, and to have that conversation with him about, you know, Hazel is saying this, your brother is saying this, I got your adopted daughter that's in my DM trying to talk, I got all these allegations. Sir, listen to me. I told him, I said, based on the information that I have, this makes it hard for me to be a fan of yours. However, and just because I'm a fan of yours, it don't stop no wine over here. We pouring.
Really?
So Tasha let you know, baby, she may be a fan, but it doesn't matter whether she's a fan or not. She is still going to be pouring the wine for the winos. And I also want to go back to the fact that Tasha K did officially say that she was a comedian. She may have mentioned it before, but to hear her say it right here, I'm a comedian, so I understand. I'm not a comedian at his level, right? But I understand because Tasha K did a tour, and I think that's not gonna be her last tour. She's doing these comedic tours where she's showcasing her talent, and I'm hearing some very good feedback. So shout out to Tasha K. Let's continue.
It's up to you to clear these allegations that these people that you are associated with are saying. And he was very gracious. I like that. He didn't be like, I'm coming after you legally. He answered every question head on. He was honest and direct. It got heated on that call, you know, because Shekinah had mediated the call for us, and I had to check her too. Because I was like, this wouldn't have been out had you would have just taken your down there and got Cat Williams like I told you to, so that we don't have to pull it down in the middle when the allegations are already out there. So it's not like I'm just going forward with this information. Like, I want to give them a chance to respond, but some are respectful like he was, and some are like, I'm just getting my lawyers involved.
Right.
Just going to well, go get your lawyers. Go get them and tell them to say hello.
I like that little insight that she provided, right? Just kind of saying that, yes, there's times where they do interviews, but then they try to make sure that they kind of follow up, try to get the person who is being talked about in a negative way, like giving them a heads up, like, hey, you know, get ahead of the story. Like, this is what you can do. So, you know, it don't sound as scandalous, but she also let you know, baby, she gonna pour the wine no matter what. She ain't keeping no wine to herself, baby. She letting the winos spill it all everywhere, and she gonna help them.
They don't call me Teflon Tasha for no reason.
But speaking of that, Tasha, J. Cruz here. So, from my knowledge, the only court, how you doing? The only court case you lost was maybe Cardi, right? But it seems like you're really knowledgeable on what to say, how to say it. And obviously, when you say something, you say it with knowing that they can't sue you for it.
And I will say that one of the reasons why I believe, of course, Tasha is so knowledgeable after you get sued and it's for as much money. I believe it was $4 million for the judgment. I don't know. Don't quote me on the number, y'all. That's of course why she's knowledgeable. But if you watch her channel, you'll also see that she has commercials and a lawyer specifically who talks about how they can assist you if you've ever been in some sort of a legal trouble or legal assistance. So she's gotten her stuff together when it comes to the legal aspect, not only for herself, but she's also pouring that into her audience as well, with the guy that she has on that's a lawyer that's on her channel.
Right. So I take my L in peace. Okay.
Right.
So I tell everybody, the story is real. I was living, when I started blogging, it was a hobby because I was trying to get in radio and they only wanted me to work in marketing. I am very good at marketing, entrepreneurship. That is my thing. So every time I tried to get on the mic, like, our icon legend here, Dede, they said, no, go down there and sell these people these Pizza Hut coupons. Just like, okay, I did it. But then I got...
On a side note, though, I know Tasha K is saying, like, they want to be in sales, they want to be in marketing, right? But that's the best. That if you can learn the marketing, if you can learn the sales and radio, like, baby, that is where the key money is. Many of the ladies who are the people who are personalities, radio personalities, all of the things, it's my understanding that they do both, that they do the mic part of it, but they also do the sales as well. And I've been in radio before. Shout out to Mr. Robert Hill in Pensacola, Florida. He recently retired. Oh my God. Congratulations, Mr. Hill, on your retirement after so many years of your amazing radio station there, Choice 106. I was so grateful to be a part of it. This man let me work at his radio station, and y'all, I had zero experience, so when Tasha K talks about the fact that she worked at a radio station, she was trying to get in radio, and they were like, girl, go do sales, go do marketing. Right? That makes sense because they want folks who have a voice, sort of like Dede Mcguire. And if you listen, because clearly in the interview, you can hear the difference between Dede Mcguire's voice, of course, and then Tasha K. But as we're transitioning into a new media, I don't even know why I said that. That's Milagro now. I'll save that for a different day. But as we're transitioning into what media is, and folks watching more YouTube all the time, consistently actually watching YouTube like it's TV, because I'm guilty as well. I think there's not only it's opportunity for everybody. We all basically live in a public life. Even if you got one follower, honey, you being followed.
Doing that, you know what I'm saying? And I decided to go to the internet, where at the time they said the rejects of the radio go to the internet. So
exactly. Now that is a fact, Jack.
As a hobby, I was living down the street from a Church's Chicken. I had grass. My neighbors had bulldogs. They was digging holes in the yard. Parking on the dirt, on the grass, messing it up. Homeowners Association is just disassemble. You feel me? And so when I caught that lawsuit, it was very early on, but I didn't catch the lawsuit based off of what I said. I caught the lawsuit based off of what a coworker said of hers. The problem I had is that my thing is, when people come on my platform and they provide they have to have some amount of receipts. I'm going to back them up. I'm not going to just throw you to the wolves like that. But where it got thick is I was liable from the opening statement because I got upset at something that was going on behind the scenes, and I took it to the internet and I literally tore her down. And so they opened up the trial with that video of me tearing her down, and I wasn't allowed to talk in context as to why I made that video. So it did look malicious. It did look like I was after her. But everyone knows, and there are clips floating around that.
Not to go too much into detail about that whole thing with Cardi and Tasha K, but this is what I will say. I will say that there were opportunities in between, prior to there being a lawsuit filed, to take the videos down, to remove the information, because the information that was out there, that was medical records were received, and the medical records revealed that there was an STI that Cardi had. However, according to all of the everything, which is the reason why Tasha K was sued, that was not true. So apparently that was, yes, a lie. And now Tasha K kind of gives us the inside of like the absolute reason of why. But from my perspective, overall, that's what it was. It was just like you were given chance after chance, even before she took it to the court, to take things down, but nothing was taken down. It was also my understanding that if she would have taken it down, she may have lost money because there was also, she was generating revenue through that as well. But let's let Tasha K tell the story.
Was a fan of hers.
Right.
I was a fan. At the same time, just because I'm a fan doesn't mean we're not going to drink.
Right. No, see, I got to be honest with you. I'm with you on that. If there's some dirt and it's interesting and the audience wants to hear it, even though I'm a fan, I'm going to talk about it.
I'm being friends.
Right? Exactly. Right? I mean, I think people want to hear it. How many lawyers do you have on staff for you now at this point?
Right now? Okay, I got I got 2 in Florida. I got 2 in New York. I got 2 in California.
Wow.
Y'all, that's a lot of lawyers to pay. Can we talk about that real quick? Because them lawyers are not cheap. You got to pay for these lawyers. They are not cheap. And she just named what, 5, 6? My accountant might be off on this, but I can count money.
Hey, so Tasha, when you first started, man, I was wondering, like my man Stephen A. Smith, when he first started, I was feared for him, man, because he came out hard talking about people. I was wondering if somebody gonna reach out to him and try to do something to him. Are you nervous about your everyday life? I mean, do you have to look out the window or send somebody outside to say it's cool to go outside? I mean, are you comfortable being out?
Can I say this before we go on with the interview? I love the audio, like the audio from the Dede Mcguire side. Oh my God. Like, I love it. Like that audio. Oh yes. It's so crisp. And I get it that they're interviewing Tasha K from a different location. Like she's not in the studio, of course, with them. But I can definitely tell the difference. But shout out to that audio over at Dede in the morning.
I'm from Florida. We outside every day. I go on tour. When Soulja Boy had tried to sue me over that white boy saying that he had, invited him up to the room and, dug in him. I told him, I said, I will be in New York. We're sold out at the City Winery. You can serve your lawsuit there. They never showed up. Lawsuit was dismissed and gone. He tried to get $16 million based off of something that somebody that he knew for a very long time said. So, no, I'm not afraid to go outside. Now, do I have some security? Yeah, but my security sometimes, I'll be looking at the security guards. I'm like, when the last time you been to the gym, bro? Like, security out here.
Oh, no.
Beat up.
You can't hire security that's shaped like you, Rick Ross. You can't do that.
Okay. So everybody, we are talking to Tasha K, and this woman here is tearing up the internet. Celebrities are scared. How many cease and desist or threatening letters from lawyers have you gotten?
I can't tell you. I can't, and it's something that I'm not proud of. Because I'm like, you don't have to go there. You can call me and talk to me. You can answer my DMs, my texts, and I would like to have full context, but they have to understand if I don't put it out, somebody's going to put it out. So let somebody put it out. I'm not starstruck. So I'm not going to be, eating you up just because you're on the phone with me. I'm going to get the real story and I'm going to offer some non-biased, sometimes maybe a little biased perspective because my winos want to drink, but I cannot say. I just don't. During the R. Kelly phase, when we was clocking R. Kelly, and I had all the victims, the families, everything that Lifetime stole from me. But we.
Tasha K does say that. She said that them Lifetime interviews or the Lifetime movies, that came out on behalf of about R. Kelly, those were because all the information that she was able to pull out. So that Lifetime could basically use it. So she's talking about that right now as well. But as a reminder, don't forget, if you look at her top 5 videos on her YouTube and you go to popular, so you'll have to popular, her top 5 videos, 4 of the popular ones are specifically around R. Kelly.
We still rocks. that was a cease and desist every day. There was an arrest warrant, a citizen's arrest warrant. There was everything. They was trying to get me to shut up. And I was just like, tell the people that are talking to me to shut up.
Right.
Like, right.
Tasha.
Yeah, but you're bullying them too. So.
And so we got to go up through there since you kind of mentioned it a little bit. When it comes to when y'all be pouring the wine, right? When it comes to stories that people say aren't real or people say you've made up, how do you reply to those people? Like the people that be saying like, this seem a little out there to be actually like the truth. And it seemed like it's kind of being made up. How do you reply to those people?
I mean, I don't, because the information that I'm spilling is coming from credible sources. So just like the Ja Rule incident that just happened on the internet. Remember, I just sent a tweet late at night. Granted, I put the wrong location because I was halfway asleep when I was looking at my source that was like, I just saw Ja Rule get punched to the ground. He got jumped by 3 people. So I was like, and then they said, say less. You know, it was bad. Pray for that man. So I literally just typed what they said in the tweet. I was like, hey, you know, allegedly exclusive Ja Rule just got jumped. You know, it was at Say Less. And granted, I felt bad for Say Less because Say Less had just had a shooting down there in New York. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh my God. But I got up and I corrected it. So Ja Rule took the internet. Natasha, why are you lying to these good people like that? You know I didn't jump. They tried to, but nobody touched me or nothing. Only for him to get on the internet 4 days later, when another young lady took to the internet and said she saw him get jumped, right? And then
then Ja Rule started. He came right out of that shit to say, but it was all still looking like Ja. It's okay. It happens. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, I was going to the stage. The exact thing that I said. You were trying to get on the stage because you weren't invited. You weren't booked. It was Fat Joe that was booked, and 50 Cent's production team. Okay, pulled your ass off stage.
Wow.
And snuck punched you. You fell to the ground, and Fat Joe just stood there.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing.
Oh God.
So that right there, 9 times out of 10, when they try to come with the Tasha K line, she making this up.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before they come out to the internet and somebody's already. Oh, Tasha K told us, Tasha K told us. But they tried to do that narrative based off of my one lawsuit that I lost, based off of something that I admitted in court. I was wrong.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I shouldn't have tore her down. However, the incident between her and that girl, that is a very real incident. You understand what I'm saying? They knew each other. They worked together. But as far as how I went about it, I'm from the hood, born and raised, Panama City, Florida. We old school. We don't go to no court. I had never been to court in my life. I didn't know. I went to the Yellow Pages and hired this fat white lawyer who ate all day.
First off, Tasha talk about a lawyer. I'm not gonna overly entertain that, but I will admit to you, I told y'all I listened to the lead attorney whenever he was following this. He was in the court with Tasha K. He explained the details about her lawyer. He also talked about the fact that she wasn't very smart when it came to the case. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he specifically said that Tasha K's lawyer was so bad that literally the judge looked at Tasha K's lawyer, this white lady that she's talking about, and was like, did you go to law school? You need to go back. I don't know if he said exactly that or the judge said exactly that, but it was more like a girl. Did you even touch law school? Did you go? All right, let me get back to it.
Brain fog, and she couldn't remember nothing that she said. And all I saw was the judge telling her, you need to go back to law school. I said, but she said she finished. She was eating up about 20 bands a month I was paying this lady.
Oh my God. Okay, we're talking to Tasha K. Go ahead, JJ.
Hey, Tasha, is it a difference from Tasha K, the blogger, and Tasha K, the comedian?
Okay, so you heard Tasha K basically reconfirm exactly what lead attorney said whenever they went to court. But Tasha just let us know she didn't overly research the lawyer. She said she did some old school stuff, looked up in the Yellow Pages. Hey, who am I getting? And went like, bam, this one. And ended up getting the lawyer that she got. So let's keep it moving.
Do you bring your blogging situation onto the stage, or you stay away from it and you slanging jokes?
It's wine, gossip, and comedy. Wine, gossip, and comedy.
Okay.
So basically the wine that I'm spilling, which everybody thinks, oh, she's just drunk on the internet. Sometimes The one.
I know she made that joke about being drunk, but I also believe that she has a rule for herself. I believe she does like a 2-glass minimum or something like that when she's doing the live, if I'm not mistaken. Alleged. Should I say alleged? Everything. Even my name is alleged. But yeah, Tasha, that was definitely a joke. She ain't, for the most part, it seems like she keeps it at a minimum. At least when she's on air.
Here's the story.
But you know, when it comes to drinking, it will tell on you. So the truth of the matter is, if there's ever a time where she drunk and drunk or been drunk and drunk, oh, you knew.
We like to drink and gossip. Like, let's just put it out there, Dede. I can't wait to get you. We drinking and gossip.
I'm sitting here enjoying you like crazy.
Thanks.
But no, it's wine, gossip, and comedy. So I mix the comedy with the gossip. That's it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I was going to say, anybody, if the story leaks with you, at least it's going to somebody that's going to do their homework. I mean, do you consider yourself a journalist? You are a professional. You got jokes, yes, but you literally
legally,
do your
I'm
homework.
Considering myself no journalist because they have to hold me to a higher standard.
Okay.
I'm from the hood, okay?
I like that.
And I'm not going. I don't follow.
I don't blame you, Tasha. Tasha say, being a journalist, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Then I'm definitely gonna be sued, right? Because when you're a journalist, there's different ethical standards that you learn. Ethics. Not that we all can learn ethics, right? But when you consider yourself to be an actual journalist, maybe you went to school for journalism. It sounds like if you have to go to court, they consider it to be different than if you are a YouTuber giving out commentary. I'm sure that the young lady over at the new media, I think is what she's calling it now, but her name is Milagro Grams, and she was recently actually sued by Meg the Stallion, and she had some choice words about the experience as well that she went through down in Miami when they did the case. She did an interview with, I believe it was Armand Wiggins, and she talked specifically about one of the reasons the way the court had to get it together to label her and make sure that they sort of said, I guess, that she is media, but she's not a journalist, right? So I'll also link that interview as well in the description box. Let's get back to it.
Okay, to some degree. And when it comes to my check, I'm going to follow rules, but I get a lot of leeway because I'm not a journalist, and I respect the journalists that I do work with because I work with a lot of them from New York Post, New York Times, Daily Mail.
Let me ask Tasha. Tasha, why do you do it though? Why do you do it?
I just love making people happy. Mm-hmm. I love using my platform and my experiences because it's more based around what I do is more based around my upbringing. I had a very traumatic upbringing. This is not to make me a victim. I'm not a victim, okay? Let's just put that out there. I was a child that was born in some very unfortunate circumstances. I went through therapy. I overcame everything that I went through, and I decided to live my life the way that I wanted to intentionally. And so my platform is used through that. But what happens is, as people, we tend to look at people that are in high positions that are on TV and say that I cannot be that. I am not that. But when I take away the glitz and the glam of the people and they're able to say the human of the person, then they say, you know what? They have the same struggles I do. Yeah. They come from where I come from. They have the same insecurities and things like that. They have the same sicknesses or illnesses. I can do that. I can be that. And life is just not an end all be all.
Yeah.
So that's why I do what I do.
Is it that you also see the fact that some of these celebs have crafted a persona or a personality? Do you find that that's really what's going on?
They be lying, like how Jay-Z lied about his wealth. They be lying.
He just got Tasha K got up. She's like, oh, they be lying. But I mean, let's be real about it. I remember back in the 90s when, there wasn't a whole lot of social media and you would hear different things. For example, when Wendy Williams spilled the tea about Total and how one of the members, they didn't have no money and somebody in the bathroom had basically told her that the girls was broke and whatnot and blah, 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 blah. And they came up to the station to whoop her behind. I mean, it happened back then too. It's just that things were not as open as they are now. You couldn't see what we see now, which is the clear struggles of many of the celebrities, right? But also, I think we as people have to realize that and remember ourselves that fame does not always mean money. But there's some people who are famous who either rap or sing, money, money, I got it like that. Everything you do, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. Actually, he might be real about his. Shout out them friend thing, okay? But all of the thing, all of that, it really does come into light, especially in an era where we have not just one social, two social, three. Everybody got socials. We're all being watched. We're all famous in a way, right? If you got one follower, hello, somebody watching you.
And you're tired of the lies? Is that what it is too?
I'm tired. That's my thing. Just be real with the people. We'll respect you. There's nothing that Jay-Z hasn't accomplished that I think most people from the Black community or anywhere in the world that don't respect. But when you put these walls up as like you're grand and be all and the all, no, sir. No. The facades, the PR relationships, it is to an all-time high. They will do anything and everything to make people look at them as if they're someone that they're not.
What is a story right now, Tasha, that you can kind of like give us a little behind the scenes look at? What's a story right now that's like percolating right now that's kind of like on the wire coming soon?
50?
Come on.
I would say 50 Cent.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying this is because like he opened Pandora's box.
Yeah, he did.
And
when they say open Pandora's box, before I even listen to the rest of this part, because again, this is my first time listening to the interview as well. But I'll say that one of the things that people have said, like, yes, 50 has produced this documentary with Diddy. It's on Netflix. It's popular. It's all of the things. But folks have brought up the fact that he has this vendetta against Diddy because Diddy one of the ladies that was on the stand apparently was an ex of 50 Cent and that he's always had an issue with it. But 50 has actually come back and he said, what did he say? He said, hey, I've actually hired Diddy's kids before, right? I've worked with them, all of the things. He also said that he actually specifically loves producing media, producing these kinds of things, whether it's his show or whatever it might be. So he's in his production bag. You know what I'm saying? He ain't say it like that, but I'm gonna say it like that, right? He in his production bag. But if you really know the story behind 50 Cent, you know that he has an estranged relationship with his oldest son. So I'm wondering if that is a part of it. So let's keep it moving and let me see if I'm right or wrong.
You take to the internet to try to expose someone that is iconic as you are. And you have been accused primarily of some of the same things that he's done. We're just going to watch this and drink. Because
now, hold on.
The lawsuits that he has sealed and asking the judge, please seal this lawsuit because this is going to ruin my reputation if it gets out. His baby mothers, he's bought the life rights to their stories so they can't tell their stories of the things that they've alleged for many years, which is the DV and all of the things that they've gone through, similar to what Diddy is been honest about and said that I did. He's hiding. And when you have people like that say, look over here, don't look over here, look over here, it's primarily because they don't want the spotlight on them. And I'm sure I'll hear from his lawyers today because he hit me when I reviewed with a cease and desist. His baby mother did a IG Live, and I took the IG Live and reviewed it. He said, I own her life rights. So you got to pay me $25,000 right now because I own that story. So you need to take it down. The story is still up.
Nah.
Wow. So you can do that? You can just buy people's life rights and like tell them they can't tell their story because I bought the right so I can tell your story for you? You can do that? I guess so. Let me keep going. I'm learning and listening.
He's smarter than that, though. Isn't 50 smarter than that? Doesn't he know he has those skeletons in his closet?
She said, is he?
Is he?
Yeah.
I would think so.
Well, sometimes they think their money can buy silence, like you just said. He's trying to buy.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There's a story right now that I believe it was Bloomberg that posted. No urban media sites picked it up about 50 Cent asking a court to seal, basically asking the bankruptcy court to open up his bankruptcy so that a woman that came forward that he had dealings with years ago couldn't go against his insurance for personal injury. She is alleging some heinous things that he asked the judge to seal from the public because if this gets out, it will ruin my reputation and my business deals and brand deals.
Wow.
So that may be smart, but at the same time, how many times you gonna play? You know how that game where you just the head popping up?
Whack-a-mole.
Yeah. He can't do that, but for so long.
Yeah.
Ooh, 50. It sounds like it's some stuff that's gonna be coming down the pipeline. And some stuff, I mean, with a man like 50 Cent, he has a past. He's done some things, a lot of things, I'm sure. I mean, he from the streets, y'all. Many men, many, 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 many men. They wish death on me, Lord. I don't. Let's keep it moving.
Thanks.
Are you finding, though, through your, I don't want to call it investigation, but people reaching out to you from the industry, were a lot of men in the industry doing this? It sounds like, I mean, like, what the hell?
I mean, I grew up in a household where the men whooped on the women.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Right. You're right.
From that, it was legal at one point.
Yeah, it was.
It's still legal in a lot of places in the world.
Yeah.
Women can't drive, they get beat, they gotta walk behind their men, you know? And so, yeah, I grew up with that. Absolutely. The entire industry was based off of that because that was culturally okay.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Hey, real quick, so Tasha, man, you've been doing a lot of hand gestures while we've been on this Zoom and everything. I see that left hand.
She's married.
Yeah. How does your husband feel? How does he feel about what you do? Does he try to tone you down? Does he ever say to you went too far? Or he just let you do your thing and just be in the back?
For the most part, I would tell you, me and my husband will be married 20 years next year.
Oh, wow.
I saw that, yeah.
What's
We've
up?
never been separated, never, you know, if we slept in separate rooms, it's because the bed too small. Maybe we in an Airbnb and we in separate beds or whatever. But like, for the most part, like he runs the business.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah, I'm just the personality, whereas all this editing, everything that's set up, that's him. So yes, there are times where he'd be like, hey now, wait a minute, bring it back. And I listen to him because he knows that sometimes I may be on my wine. You know? I'm like, you know, he'd be like, hey. And it's funny because my winos the other night, I was trying to tell them a story and he was in the background, don't do that.
Really?
He was like, go to bed, Shaq. Go to bed.
Okay, you and your husband been together 20 years because
Now, I will say that I like the fact that they asked the question about like something about her personal life and kind of like steered it a little bit of a different direction so we can learn a little bit more about Tasha K personally. But she talks about it on her YouTube channel as well. Her husband, him being from where he's from, which is from Africa, how they got together, all of the things. So she's very open with it. He also helps her out with a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Not to bring up too much old stuff, but his name, what is his name? It's escaping me right now. Storm Monroe used to actually work really closely with Tasha K. And he's made a comment before about, if it wasn't for her husband, you know what I'm saying? Like basically kind of verifying that her husband is very much in support, of what she does, and helps her out a lot. So shout out to Tasha K for that. And also Dede Mcguire is also married. She has a husband as well. So I don't know if she'll talk about that, but I'm nosy because I be wanting to know. I want to know. I follow y'all. I love Dede so much. I literally follow her on Facebook. How much I love Dede Mcguire.
all that, which I think, and you have a kid, right? You have children. You have a son.
I have two children. I have an 18-year-old and I have a 6-year-old.
And how about your 18-year-old? How does he deal with what you do for a living and what you do online?
It's a girl, and she works with us.
Oh,
it's a girl, and she works with us.
Keeping in the family.
Yeah,
If you do want to know about Tasha K personal life, though, she does sprinkle that in. She sprinkles that in through her commentary as well. So she talks about her personal life, talks about her upbringing, her relationship with her mom, all of the things. So she does get personal as well on her YouTube channel.
Videos and stuff, and just recently she told me the other day when she was editing a video, she's like, at first I thought you were like too much, but Mom, what you're doing is like really like legendary. It's funny.
Yeah.
That part is true. I think what I liked about the beginning of this is how one of the personalities that's with Dede Mcguire's team said, hey, one of the things that you did in terms of my mom before she passed away, she really did love and enjoy listening to you and you made her laugh. So I think that is such an amazing quality. But I also, if I'm being transparent with you, I feel like it's heavy because a lot of the times when you're the person who is expected to be the person that makes folks laugh, entertain them, all of the things, you're the one entertaining. But what happens when you need to be entertained? I'm asking because I don't know, not because I do. Let's keep going.
Because she comes from a different generation where, everybody's sensitive and they're soft. But now as she's getting older, she's like, Mom, you really are dope. And I'm like, oh my God.
That's great.
That makes it, yeah.
That's
This
great.
last question, Tasha. Was it ever a story that you had where you was like, I don't want to touch that. I can't. I want to stay off of
I
it.
just did it, Bilal.
You don't want to. You touched it.
This interview, I fought my team. I said, I'm not doing this. They booked him anyway. I said, I'm not doing this. I've done one interview with Bilal, which I had no clue that Bilal was going to come tell me that. No clue. I was just as shocked as everybody that heard it. I was like, wait, what? You see the Wayne Park doing what? And the second interview,
Side note, I think it's also because she's a fan of Will Smith, right? When you're a fan, I love you, Will, too. When you're a fan of somebody, which I believe is the reason why Wendy Williams made sure she didn't hang around the stars / the stuff with Diddy and him running her out of New York. I think that was one of them things that's like, that's also something else. But I think one of the reasons why Wendy was truly able to talk about the stars the way she was is because she was not friends or friendly with them. And for the most part, it seemed like she had started early enough in her career that she didn't have enough time to overly establish herself as being a fan of many of the individuals who were either of her age or below, right? So those folks who are like your stars who had already solidified themselves in their career, your Patti LaBelle's and them, right? Not them, but I'm talking about they're all around the same age. Your Diddy's, right? All of those people that's in the hip hop industry. She was there, Biggie's, all of those folks, right? She talked about how she wasn't friends with a lot of people in the industry, which is the reason why she was able to be so good at her job.
Loads up with Jada Pinkett. This is alleged, according to Bilal, these are not my words, is a dope fiend. And you need to sue me. She didn't sue. So this third time, he said he was going to sue. So he went down there and sued them because he is alleging that they have tried to pay him off, they've threatened him, they've tried to kill him, all this stuff behind the scenes for spilling that wine. So he came and sat down a third time, and now he got Bashir Gray in there, he got Diddy, he got Will Smith, he got Charlie Mack, he got Jada Pinkett, he got Tyrese. All of them are allegedly on these tapes, and Jada was the one doing the driving in the tape.
Okay, which brings me to this, and I'm going to ask you a question before we let you go, because it was a big thing on this show last year. When I read the book, you read it.
Oh, yeah.
And it made me think about it. Did you ever read the book that it was allegedly the book done by Kim Porter?
That was fake.
You thought it was fake? Because Trey says it was. Why did you?
No. It was fake.
Who did it?
It was a fake book. It was a white man. Jason, what's the name of that white man that
the lawyer
and begged could he be on our show? He wasn't a lawyer. He was an investigator that was obsessed with the O.J. Simpson trial.
Right.
And so he didn't get famous off of that O.J. Simpson trial based off of information that he claims he collected as an investigator to prove that it was O.J. Simpson's driver or bodyguard or somebody that actually did the slayings, right? And so now he's taking on this whole Diddy thing because Diddy was big. What story has been that since Diddy besides R. Kelly? So he decided to upload these like excerpt pages that he had personally written himself. Not Kim Porter, but Kimora Lee has came out to say this is not real. The family.
Speaking of Kimora Lee, shout out to her and her show and all of the things. And it's good to know that the book that that white man was shopping around is officially considered to be not, the truth. And knowing a little bit more background about him and him being obsessed, obviously, like over the O.J. Simpson case. And then kind of going back real quick to her talking about Bilal. So Bilal, if you don't know, is the individual who did the interview with Will Smith. If you look on, again, Tasha K's YouTube channel, it's like the second most popular video on her channel. If you look at the top 5, 4 of them are R. Kelly. 1 of them is a Will Smith related video, and that's the one that Bilal did, actually. So I think it's the second most popular video on her entire YouTube channel. Additionally, that's who Tasha K is referring to when the interviewer asked her, hey, Is there one that you don't really want to touch? And I'm not sure if it's just because she's a fan as well. But I also think that there may be some disbelief in there from Tasha K, maybe, right? And I think at this point, Tasha's kind of like, listen, I'm gonna need a few more receipts than just you saying something. But him going down to actually put in the lawsuit at the courthouse, I think that was kind of one of them things was like, well, let's see what comes from this lawsuit. Interesting. Let's keep moving.
Said this is not real. So how did you obtain these so-called pages? Where did you
here's my question though. But here's the reason why I say this, Tasha, and why I keep wondering if it's real. Because when we're watching the 50 Cent documentary and Diddy being tied to the deaths of Biggie and Tupac, when the guy that you talked about from Jada with the videos, these videos are supposedly mentioned in that book too. So I'm going, well, if it's all, what was going on? Was all this stuff known then before that? Because I had never heard about these videos that was in that book, and now you're telling me Bilal is saying there are videos, right?
There are videos. Bilal is saying that there are videos with Will Smith and Jada and all of this, right? But when it came to this particular investigator, like his name is not real. We've met him. We've asked him to verify who he is. Amazon took down the book because he wouldn't verify where he got these so-called pages from. And so when I went to do my due diligence on him, I'm like, you have to have a source of these pages. And some of these pages don't make sense, and they're just random. See,
I thought it was believable.
See, she fact checked, and it sounds very journalistic, but she is not a journalist. But she fact checking this shit though.
And I want to say this before we go, because a lot of people like to say that Kim Porter was this victim. Kim Porter lived a very, very lavish life. She was his Bonnie. That lady never tried to leave. She never went to the police on him. She had more babies by him and accepted everything that he went through. She didn't do what Cassie did. And the only reason that Cassie did that is because Cassie left him and was broke. So, Kim Porter protected Diddy with everything, regardless of who he slept with, how many times he allegedly beat her, broke her nose on yachts. She never once folded on Diddy.
Wow.
Dang, broke her nose on yachts?
Wow.
Okay. According to TMZ.
Allegedly. And TMZ.
Said that he had ordered a doctor out there on the yacht when he busted her nose.
Oh, God. Okay. All right. Tasha, we got to have you back. Tasha, you got to come back.
Y'all let her finish. She was finna give us a little bit more.
Because you got too much damn tea now. Shoot, or wine. Damn.
Kim Porter she would never, to this day, I don't think Kim Porter would ever come forward and say anything on Diddy because she loved him. And I'll be sure doing all these interviews, Kim Porter did not want him.
Wow.
They wanted Diddy.
See, I believed it because he had put it up.
Diddy is generous. He's more generous than 50 Cent. 50 Cent's ex just left because she said she asked him after 4 years of dating for 10 bands and he hung up the phone on her. The reason Diddy took 50 Cent's baby mama Daphne is because Diddy knows what to do. He's a trick. He's a good trick. And he gotta go.
Side note, shout out to generous men, okay? Shout out to generous men.
Y'all, we gonna have her back. We gotta have this woman back on. Tasha K.
Anytime you this right here.
Good trick.
I gotta say, this is definitely a very funny, interesting interview. I'm so glad I had a chance to actually listen to it live while I was on air with y'all, right? So Tasha K basically sat down with Dede in the morning, who is a famous radio personality, syndicated radio show, and she's based out of Dallas. Shout out to Texas, the great state of Texas, showing naked. Okay, let me stop. But yeah, I had to do that. Dede Mcguire, y'all, is one of my favorite radio personalities. It's been a minute since I actually had a chance to truly listen to her station, where I'm stationed at in Texas. I am not in, I don't know if I've done my due diligence of looking to see where I can listen to her maybe in the area that I'm actually in Texas, but Dede Mcguire is an amazing radio personality, been in the game for a long time. Yeah. And I'm so glad that she did an interview with Tasha K. Thank y'all again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.